Hi, Rod Robison here, one of the authors of Unmasking the Masquerade. Three illusionists investigate deception, fear, and the supernatural. With me is my co-author, Adrian Van Vactor. And Adrian is an international award-winning illusionist and apologist. We are so looking forward to coming to CBA. We're going to be performing for the big banquet. We'll also be performing on the expo floor. We're going to have a ball. And Adrian, let's talk about the book a little bit, why we wrote the book.
The goal of the book is to expose fraudulent claims of the supernatural that have led to a lot of fear. And of course, the goal is to point to the genuine supernatural, specifically the person of Jesus Christ.
The book is actually in three sections. The first section I wrote is about deception, and in particular, fraudulent claims of the supernatural down throughout history and those who have fallen into the trap of deception. The second section is by Dr. Toby Travis, who was an illusionist and a theologian that traveled all over the world for many, many years. And he talks about fear, how deception draws us into a trap of fear in our lives, particularly fear of alleged powers that Satan supposedly has, but God never gave him. And then your section, we didn't want to leave people with just, here's all about deception, here's all about fear. We wanted to bring them hope and liberation from deception and fear, and that's where your section, the last section, comes in.
There are people in our spheres of influence who are searching, but maybe would never darken the door of a church. This is a great pre-evangelistic tool because it introduces who Jesus is, what he did, what he claimed, and was it real? Did we have any good reasons for believing that Jesus was even a real person in history, let alone the Messiah?
Yeah. And in fact, one of your chapters is called Jesus, Myth, Magician, or Messiah.
Yeah.
And you did a great job of answering that question. So who is the general market for, or the target market for the book? I would say primarily Christians for a couple of reasons. And Adrian, I know you articulated that earlier when we were talking about why this is so good for Christians to read and a powerful tool in their hands.
Yeah, even religious people in general have a lot of superstitions, and these superstitions are not founded in fact or evidence. But some of those superstitions do creep their way into our own lives as believers. Even Christians can be deceived and have false notions of the supernatural, sort of the demon behind every bush. So we want to just shed light on that subject. So it's really good. It's personally enriching. There's a lot of great stories and personal testimonies of how God has changed people's lives, how God has changed our lives. So it'll be a very encouraging tool. It'll give you a lot of good evidence to share with your friends about why we are Christians, why we believe what we believe, but also to have a very biblical understanding of the subject of the supernatural.
I like to think of the book as something that just liberates people, and that's what we're seeing as we read these reviews on Amazon. People are going, wow, I hadn't thought of that. I didn't realize what was behind all of this deception, and now I'm less fearful, and I'm more equipped to understand deception and then liberated to live in the hope of Jesus Christ, knowing the real supernatural.
We do this as a live event. In fact, we can help local communities, local bookstores, by doing events in the community that can promote. We want to draw people to all your resources, and there's no greater way to draw a crowd than putting on a live event, especially with several performers where we can come into your community and promote your work in the community.
And we have video facilities that we can do videos that you can play in your store if you'd like. Displays. We're putting together a display that you'll see at CBA. Our main purpose in writing this book was not to see how many books we could sell. It was how many lives can God use us to change and to open them up to the light of Scripture and to liberate them from fear and deception. So that's our passion, and I know it's your passion too. Yeah. Looking forward to seeing you. I hope you'll come up and shake our hands and let us tell you about the book. And we're both in it for the same reason, to share the light of Jesus Christ with a world that desperately needs to be liberated from fear and deception. So looking forward to seeing you.
Indeed. Thank you.